Peace. So let's continue on how the father has become a predator to the child. See, the father has been compromised, failed to teach the child consequences of actions. The lack of motivation produced by the father causing tunnel vision effect through mind sodomy. Fathers are showing and grooming the youth that love is teaching them street smarts like father like son. So the youth is now not a byproduct of society, but a product of the one who produced him. Low standards of teaching, being obligated, meaning duties of the father to teach the morals towards the child, has been reduced to the father now teaching how to become a predator. Fathers who pull the youth into a trap. Mind sodomy has filled up the prisons and the morgues. Sons on the block wasting their life. Fathers setting the trend of low standards. Father's attention being devoted to the streets. How do you think a child would view his place in the world? One with low expectations. His father has no plans for the future, no goals, so the child is not looking at his father to want to be successful. The continuing of the domino effect, where street politic failures are seen as a sign of high status. This keeps the youth one-minded due to the goals set by the predator. So the real enemy of the youth has become his father, groomed in all of his ways, never giving the child a chance to create his own path. Think about it. Youth run to the streets for a sense of love, to feel like somebody, when love and confidence is supposed to be given by the father. Kids are not supposed to be looking towards the streets for love. Emotionless effects due to street politics. But see, emotions can once again occur when value is present, which causes an emotional attachment. At birth, there should be an emotional attachment, but there's not. Conversations about wealth and health. What happened? Prosperity, ways to generate six-digit figures, and to project intelligence, contrary to what society says. All of this has vanished. The father predator talks to the child like he talks to someone on the street. No ability to convey or interact with the child's needs, unable to help in situations like school, peer pressure. The father has become dumb and feeble-minded. On purpose, he knows but won't change the youth direction because there's no emotional attachment to it like it is to the streets. He has more of an emotional attachment to the streets than he has to his kid. The father sees his son as an up-and-coming predator, grooming him to die or do life for the streets. The actions of the father are seen in the child. We're speaking about accountability here, right? Men who control and promote the destiny of the youth, not blaming the environment as a reason he's unable to produce a male who can be a leader, a man who creates wealth with everyone who surrounds him. The predator father has been disenfranchised from the pride of the race and the survival of the black family. Fathers caught in street politics that's simplistic in its form, lacking the belief in God, lack of love of their own kind. They create victims, the products of failures. They are a byproduct of men who escape realities by indulging in the victimization of others, which is mind sodomy. If you notice, they ignore how the inner cities are impoverished, but instead indulge in the very same thing set up to wipe us out in what we call the inner cities. Sounds like a contradiction to me, right? So the question is, are street politics breeding fathers to stunt the growth in the youth? Prohibiting his child to wealth, love, and self-empowerment? These fathers took the dreams away from the youth and replaced them with pipe dreams, where street success is better than the dreams the youth had when he was a child, because there's no emotional attachment to it. The father is supposed to teach there's more than black exploitation, but instead are taught to avoid the slavery that still exists in America. Talking to y'all. The father has become the cancer. Y'all feel me? Street politicking has no end game plan. It manipulates the mind to justify violence as a form of rebelling against the system, but the underlining is that it's rebelling against itself. Man, it's rebelling against itself. Because the predator exploits. We have 1.2% of the wealth in America, which is low. And this is because the fathers won't teach the youth to make changes. How can a father let his youth drop out of school? See, that's a sign of a weak parent. These fathers are institutionalizing the youth to a state of dumbness, taking God's blessings from them and replacing them with cheap thrills and pleasures. These are what the fathers of gangs of children teach: a low standard of living. Why do other races want the best for their children, but street politics don't? How can a man who knows why he's not successful, had no father, no mother, no guidance, felt the pain, dead family members, overdoses, continue the cycle and hand it down to his son? That's a man who doesn't love his child. Man, y'all stay strong out there, man. Parent gang, we on the rise. This is Adam Gerard, LA Ghetto Time News. Love, peace, and hair grease.